In 2 Corinthians 12:9, Paul says, "But he said to me, 'My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness.'" Christ said this to Paul after he pleaded 3 times to the Lord to take away his thorn in the flesh. While many have speculated, Paul doesn't reveal to us in the scripture what that thorn is. But for most of the men we minister to at Ministerio Vida, their thorn is crushing addictions to alcohol and drugs. Ministerio Vida means Ministry of Life and is a rehabilitation center for men battling with addictions to drugs and alcohol. Ministerio Vida is a 7-month voluntary program where the pastors try to help the men battle their addictions through discipleship and faith in Jesus Christ. The main Vida is located in San Pedro Sula, and Sparrow Missions has partnered with them for close to 10 years. In the course of their rehabilitation, the men must personally discover that His grace is sufficient for them, for His power is made perfect in their weakness. To help them better in their relationship with Christ and in their road to recovery, we have started offering Celebrate Recovery classes twice a week. Through these classes and personal discipleship, we have started to see great success in the men's life. God is moving in amazing ways. I want to share with you the story of Pastor Oscar. Oscar is the local pastor of Ministerio Vida in Tella. He struggled with addictions to alcohol and drugs for over 30 years, causing him to lose his wife, his kids, his job, and his home. He was living in the streets when his wife came and picked him up one day and took him to the Ministerio Vida in San Pedro. He went through the whole program and was completely transformed. Towards the end of his time there, the pastor in San Pedro told Oscar that God wanted him to be the pastor in the Ministerio Vida in Tella. Oscar repeatedly said that he couldn't do it, but he decided finally to give it a try. And here we are 10 years later. Oscar has been a part of the Spirit's restoration of many lives and has been a faithful servant of the Lord ever since. He does this completely for free, he makes no money, and says his only reward is seeing the power of Christ transform the lives of others. 5 years ago, Oscar stepped out in faith and asked the government for a piece of land so that Vida could build a larger house, so they could minister up to 40 men at a time. And last year, God granted his request after 4 years of prayer, 4 years of paperwork, and 4 years of denied requests. Late last year, we started building the Stream Ministry House, starting with money raised from selling items the men made in carpentry classes that I held with them. Since then, God has been sending money faithfully, and we are finally in the home stretch. We still lack around $5,000 to be move-in ready, and the men must be out of their current house by November. But we have faith that God will continue to provide, and we will be moved in before November. The men have been building the house themselves, and it has been a wonderful project for them to feel useful and to keep their minds occupied. I ask that you pray for these men. Pray for their new house, and most importantly, pray for their salvation and walk with Jesus. The program doesn't work for everyone, but for those that it does, it is absolutely worth it. I am very happy that God has called me here to minister to these men, to be part of what God is doing in their lives. Thanks and have a great day.